What's up, beautiful people? Yes, you guessed right. I visited the National Museum of Unity, Enugu State, and this is the exhibition gallery. So, before we start, I want to say thank you for coming back to my channel, and we'll get right into it. The National Museum of Unity, Enugu, located at 65 Abakaliki Road, was established in 1972 by the Gowon regime. It is also known as one of the four Unity museums in Nigeria, while the one at Aba is called the War Museum. The idea of the Unity Museum was to bring Nigerians back together using the cultural sphere on the areas of common ground. Going to historical facts. Historical fact number one, the Southern Nigerian bronze. This was being created by some of the best blacksmiths in Benin and some of the other southern places like Benue and the rest of them. Of course, Benue being located close to the north, you can go through Nsukka Road. We had some of the Kengas of Nsukka, Okenga of Kogi, Beni, Ozowani, and the likes of them. We also had the second one, the coal mining factory process, which started in 1909 and was exported through train tracks to Europe and other places. We also have pictures of how the Abaroba people danced after winning a war. A picture of the also titled man with a virgin carrying his title staff on her head. Picture of the Obi of Onitsha. Picture of the Ijele masquerade. Here are some Bini carvings of the late Oba of the 16th century, the Igbo women of the pre-colonial era, how the home of the Igbo man looked like in that era as well. Coming down, we have elephant tusks, beads, and pots that were used by Igbo women. Then the pots, the ritual pots by the Arochukwu people used in sacrificing umbilical cord, and the itemiri used in storing cooking or bathing water. 5 reasons you must vote correctly. Number 1, it is your civic duty to vote and be voted for if you decide to run for president or whatever. It's called franchise. Number 2, suffer no dey tire you. Suffer no dey tire you. Number 3, we have another 8 years of our lives and that of our younger ones at stake if we don't do the right thing by voting for the right people. Number 4, politics has been a dirty game for too long. It's time to make it clean again. Last but not the least, number 5 is that if we vote correctly, irrespective of the money that they might give us or whatever it is, we stand a chance of competing with other world-class economy. Now, wouldn't you like that, darling? Then do the right thing and vote. Vote for the right people because, darling, let me tell you something. If you vote for the right people, if I vote for the right people or the right person, this country will change. It's going to be amazing. So let's do the right thing. Let's just do it. Okay? Thank you. So to end the video, I'll be giving us a brief history of the political administration of Nigeria during the colonial era. All right? And I just hope you enjoy it because in high school I was a government student and I felt like if I get to tell us about this, then we would also be gingered to understand the various types of administration that we had. So during these times, we had the 3 major tribes, the Hausa Fulani, the Igbo, and the Yoruba people, with the other tribe, the major exporting tribe, that was in charge of trading and exporting our resources, both manpower and everything. That is the Benin Kingdom. They were put in charge by the colonial masters due to their population, natural and human resources altogether, and most importantly, their land mass. So the Hausa Fulani were in charge of the northern lands, okay, and the Yoruba western lands. The Igbo, of course, the eastern part of Nigeria, and then Benin was the southern part. Okay, it's in between. It's like the center of Nigeria. I like to call them the center because from Benin you have different routes. You can go to the north, you can go to the east, you can go to the west, and you can still come back to the south. So it was connecting everyone to the center of Nigeria for buying and selling of goods and services. Now let's take a good look at the administration of the 4 tribes. The Hausa people had a centralized system of government whereby powers were bestowed upon the emir. Okay, the emir of the west and the emir of the east. So the emir of the Western Caliphate and the emir of the Eastern Caliphate were in charge. They were given orders, and those orders were passed down to the emirates, down to the districts, that's the Hakimi, and finally the villagers for execution. Whereas the Oyo Empire of the Yoruba tribe had a decentralized system of government, or a decentralization of power, that's devolution, okay, whereby powers were being given from the regional down to the local people. The region is, the state, and then down to the local people for execution. And we had it in a way that the Alafin, the king, and his prince, the Aremo, answered to the Bashoru, who was in charge of the Oyomesi. And the Oyomesi were called the kingmakers in those days. They were 7 in number, and they sent messages to the chief justice and the priest, the chief priest, who then passes the message to the Bale or Ajele, called the provincial governor, then passes it down to the Oboni, that's the religious cult. Now the governor himself was also known as the village head, and finally it was executed by the Are Ona Kankafu, who is the head of the army, with his Esho, that's the army. Please, if I'm not pronouncing it very well, I'm really sorry, but I'm just trying to give you an idea, of course, with pictures. On the other hand, the Igbos had a quasi-democratic republican system of government, whereby in the high-knitted communities, the system guaranteed its citizens equality. Okay, the Okpara was known as the head of the Council of Elders, together with the Council of Elders and then the Ofo title holders. Powers were passed down to the age graders, or the age grade people, which was passed down to the Ozo title holders and then the religious cult. The last but not the least is the Benin Empire. Of course, a centralized government whereby the Oba is the king, and his words were law. Even in this time, is still law. He had the Ozama, that's the highest council of chiefs, then the Nwagwe and the Eribo, known as the officials in charge of the empire's trade. Like I told you earlier, they were the center of Nigeria, still are, but they were known as the largest exporters of goods and services in those times. So the white people knew, that's the Portuguese, they knew they had to come through Benin to infiltrate Nigerians. That's what happened. So coming down to the gold and the brass smith people, they took care of the empire's crafts and the industry. We saw some artworks about the 16th century Obas in those days. Yes, they were in charge of that, the craft and the industry. Then the Ezemo, the Ebon, the Iyase were other chiefs who passed down messages from the king to the chief priest, called the Olobosere. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed listening. I hope you really enjoyed this little history that was passed down with the information I got from courtesy of the National Unity Museum, Enugu State. You guys should go visit it yourselves and enjoy the ride. Until next time, I'll see you guys on another banging episode. Peace, love, and light, and thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends, and let us know what their idea is and what they feel about this historical moment right here. So I'll see you guys some other time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.